Everyone, everywhere, started at zero. Michael Jordan wasn't good when he began. The reason you know his name and his legacy is because he worked harder than everyone else. Getting good isn't some magic elixir you drink, or something to which only the select few have access. That isn't to say that your good is elite, or even great. There's a limit to how high you can go. Only a tiny fraction of the population has the potential to climb as high as Mr. Jordan. However, I'm willing to bet that for the vast majority of you, wherever you think your limit is, your actual ceiling is much higher than that. The human body, mind, and spirit is a fantastic, immensely adaptable organism, but it needs stimuli. A lot of stimuli. This is a gaming channel, and so this discussion is within the context of that medium. But if you choose to take life lessons from this discourse, well, extra credit. Most people put their capability on a single axis, their skill axis, where they compare to others. I'm not going to delve into why they feel the need to compare themselves in such a way. That's outside the scope of this topic. Poor, elite, average, they think their skill can be quantified in a tangible way. Some games even do try to put a number on it. And for those that don't, the players will usually find a way to do so themselves. The ELO rating system developed for chess is constantly cited as the gold standard, and any developer that puts a rating ladder into their title seeks to tweak the formula to apply to their player base. I'm at a 2200 skill level. Might be something you have seen or heard, or even said yourself. The thing is, your skill proficiency for most tasks actually cannot be quantified into a tight certainty. There are, in reality, two axes when it comes to skill. Your skill potential is the culmination of your talent, the limit of your physical and mental ability, when tempered with experience. It acts as an upper bound to your skill performance, that is, how you actually play. You are not your performance rating. Performance is variable. You have good days and bad days, and in the cases of direct competition with others, so do they. Perhaps you play worse when you are angry. Perhaps you play better drunk. So in games that use a numbered rating system, that number is just an abstracted representation of all the decisions you have already made under a certain standard of rules. If it's a team-oriented game with individualized player ratings, a teammate may execute an action that wins or loses your team the game. But with enough games played, and this number is smaller than you think, these singular events happen to both teams equally, and the impact of your decisions is all that remains. After all, you are in every game you play. Your teammates and opponents cycle quickly. So remember, you are not your performance rating. It's just a number to help facilitate the designer's system of play. If you are still here, you're probably wondering why the hell I'm bothering to describe something you already know. If this is a gaming channel, what's with the metaphysical bullshit? Because growth begins from somewhere, and understanding facilitates growth. To start on this journey, you need to release all of the negative emotion that you knowingly or unknowingly attached to your perceived level of ability. Anxiety, anger, depression. If you are coming to this video from a game with a rating, I want you to remember that it is a measure of past actions. It is not a predicator for future success or failure. And that applies to your opponents as well. Not only that, but by choosing to focus on your rating, you will be too results-oriented to truly embrace the process of improvement. You will likely begin to assume short-term success is indicative of long-term growth, instead of keeping the big picture in mind. Or perhaps you will take small setbacks as an excuse to give up, that the effort is not producing results. Growth is not a straight line, or even a line that always increases. Sometimes you actually need to get worse in order to get better, if you're examining only results. I know that probably sounds counterintuitive. Let us take Mr. Jordan as an example again. Suppose he hits 4 out of 10 free throws using his trusted, tried and true shooting technique. It's served him for years. Clearly, what he needs is simply more practice to improve his percentage. Perhaps he even can, and through hard work is now hitting 5 out of 10. That's 25% improvement. And yet, it's nowhere near 10 of 10, is it? But now suppose his coach tells him he has a hitch in his shoulder when he shoots that is making his shot unreliable. If he can work out the hitch, he'll become more consistent, and practicing a more consistent shot will make it easier to repeatedly make the small adjustments that will drastically increase his percentage. But change is hard, and he has to unlearn all the habits he has ingrained into his form for years. He tries the new method for a bit and is now only shooting 2 out of 10 free throws. If he were to quit using the new style and return to the old, at least he'd make 5 out of 10. But he'd never get to 8, 9, or 10 out of 10 using that motion. How does he know that the new motion is better in the long term, when it is so clearly hurting his performance now? He doesn't. Not for sure. But he'll never, ever find out if he allows himself to think the change is actively working against his interests, and doesn't give his all into adapting to the new technique. The ultimate goal is to find the best shot that is his, that he can perform well and jives with his capability. In the quest for that goal, nothing is sacrosanct. Everything is open to challenge and improvement. Carrying around a talisman of an idea or method will only limit the explorable space, potentially closing off paths that lead to unlocking new heights. The strongest tool in your toolbox of self-improvement is an open mind. In fact, it's so important I'm going to say it again. The curious mind that considers everything, including things that seem impossible, is the greatest asset you can possess. At the same time, there's no point to attempting the truly ludicrous without some evidence of potential. Not every shot motion will work for Mr. Jordan. It's just the way the human body and mind functions. So how does he figure out which changes to try? He, like you, needs someone he can trust to give advice tailored to his goals, who has experience and knowledge to help him to avoid running down paths that lead nowhere. In the world of gaming, this is actually much easier than traditional sports. With the advent of various social media platforms, you have access to in-depth guides, and can watch players who are better than you and copy what they do. You don't even need to understand why they make those choices, but it does help massively for attenuating your own ability to self-improve. So, when possible, you should absolutely find out the whys. Then, when you have a strong baseline, you can start to use your accumulated knowledge to develop ideas on where to improvise new roads to explore. And maybe, just maybe, I might be able to help as well. To continue upping your game, click into the playlist at the top right of the screen, where I have additional videos about how to improve your capabilities. Welcome to How to Get Good.